I don't really know how to start this video besides saying that I have a really hard time talking to people, relating to people, and it's just really difficult for me to be in any type of social situation. And honestly, I think a good way to practice talking would just be through YouTube videos and just me talking about whatever comes up in my mind. And the thing that I think will be most difficult is trying not to use filler words and just being comfortable with the silence. But that would also be boring for a YouTube video. So the first, and I'm also not gonna edit this, which is great. And honestly, I just think that being socially anxious has cost me a lot of opportunities. And I just want to talk about what it's like to live with this disorder. Plus, depression goes alongside with my social anxiety because not being able to talk to people is depressing to me. It makes me mad at myself. I get frustrated. And then I try to avoid social situations as much as possible, which has been it has been something that I've done my entire life. And I'm trying to fix that. And honestly, even just a year ago, I think I've improved a lot. And I'm starting this channel because, at least starting to actually post videos because I think it's important for me to document how much I've changed, even just from a year ago. Barely talking to anyone, only talking when I was spoken to. And also, I think what really changed that for me was finally starting my internships, where I'm forced. Well, not really forced, but it's part of the job. I have to talk to people, even though the people that I work with are mostly nonverbal. Very interesting that I have to talk, but I feel like I can relate to them in some way. I can relate to my clients because I see them get frustrated with themselves for not being able to communicate what they want, and that's something I've struggled with since forever. And that's something that social anxiety makes so difficult, is trying to communicate your emotions without feeling like everyone is judging you and that the world is going to end. But honestly, I think that this will help me a lot because I'll be talking for at least 10 to 20 minutes every day, just non-stop talking. And I want to try to branch out and talk about different topics that I find interesting, not just being socially anxious, because it's kind of I live like this every day, and I want to talk about other things that don't involve me being anxious all the time and trying to overcome that. Just like quickly changing topics right now, I think the thing that's helped me the most is getting on medication. And for the longest time, I thought that I was like scared of medication because everyone in my life said that it wasn't something that was like quote unquote normal, or that like it's bad for you, it has a bunch of side effects and stuff like that. And once I started taking an SSRI, the first few weeks were really rough. It was a lot of anxiety, a lot of insomnia. But after like, I would say a month, I started feeling like I could talk to people without my heart racing. And that has not happened ever. And honestly, ever since that moment, I wanted to just like keep taking this SSRI. Like, it changed the way my brain functions. And I used to have like a lot of anxiety over everything. Not just speaking to people, but also just like what I ate and a lot of time management things. At what time do I eat? At what time do I get up? And I just think that this SSRI, it has helped me so much. And I'm just thinking like, if I had been on this SSRI when I was a child, how much better, how much easier my life would have been. Honestly, it has helped me so much. Even just like doing this video right now, I would not have done this like a little bit over a year ago. Like, no, there's no way I would do that. But now I'm having like the confidence. Well, not really confidence, but like I don't feel like I'm running a marathon every day just trying to talk to people. But it's still difficult. Like, I don't know what to say and when to say it. I usually need instructions to prompt people for my job, but it gets easier with practice. And one of the things that is like hard for me to understand or like do for myself is talking to people unprompted. And a lot of people have told me that I come off as like standoffish because of that. And I'm like, wow, that is the complete opposite of why I'm not talking right now. It's because I just don't have anything to say, or at least I don't think it's interesting enough to warrant me talking about it in this particular moment in time. But anyways, I'm rambling a lot and not really just talking about like in a specific subject really. But I think over time it'll be easier to talk about just things in general, from talking every single day for at least 10, 15, 20 minutes. And I think right now is when I'm going to talk about, all this preamble. what it's like living with social anxiety. It is exhausting. Genuinely. Like, ever since I was a kid, I would just not talk to people, and then they would get mad at me for not talking to them. And usually this came from my family, where I would talk to my family, but then when I got to school, I would not talk to anyone at all. And a lot of people in my life were saying that, why would you, like, they acted like it was my choice. Like, I chose to not talk to people. And whenever I think of that, I'm like, why would I choose to suffer like this? Like, why would I choose to, like, distance myself from everyone? Like, where I go to every single day, and where I did go every single day for 12 years of my life. Like, why would I choose to not talk to people and isolate myself? And for me, social anxiety is something like that physically happens to me. Like, sometimes when it was really bad, I would just, I guess when I was younger, it's like physically not being able to speak because my throat would close up. I would sweat a lot. My face would become super, like, I would be blushing a lot as well. And it would make me super self-conscious. And honestly, not really a good experience to live like that for a majority of your life. And because of that, after I've taken this medication, I'm stable. Now, that's not to say I never experienced anxiety ever. I still do, probably a few times a week, but it's not as bad as, like, I don't feel the physical symptoms, like, basically ever, unless it's something scary, like a horror movie, like intentionally scary, rather than like giving a presentation or saying hello to someone or ordering something at XYZ restaurant. I don't feel that anxiety anymore. Now it's just trying to converse with people. And I've been thinking about this a lot because people learn how to talk. Like, not, like, they learn how to talk with others throughout their entire life, usually when they're kids. And I just didn't have that experience of being able to talk to people because of my disorder. It's hard to explain, but everyone else around me talks to other people, at least in my life. And they've learned to do this because as they develop and have grown into adults, they talk with people around them, and I just don't have that. I do talk to people on a daily basis, but it's not the same. I feel like I'm behind socially because I don't have experience, like, from elementary, middle, or high school just not talking to people. And obviously, university is different, because people pay to be there. And I didn't really join clubs for my bachelor's because of COVID. And honestly, for my master's right now, you don't really relate to people in your class because they're all different ages. Most of them are around my age, but a lot of them are older than me. And even if they are my age, they have children, which is not something I want to even think about right now. I can't imagine myself with kids right now. But anyways, I just think it's really difficult for me to talk to people, and I think this practice will help me just talk. Like, all the time. Well, not all the time, but way more than usual. Instead of staying quiet for so long. And I think some of the rules for this, I guess, would be that there is no script, and I will try to edit as little as possible. Because I'm busy a lot of the time, and also I should at least have like main topics to cover in each video instead of rambling like I did in this one. But overall, I think, and also instead of a voiceover, which I'm doing right now, I will be doing like speaking into the mic as I'm playing rather than voicing over after I'm done. I just didn't feel prepared to talk for so long and play at the same time. But I think tomorrow will be a better day to do all this. And even if I don't do this every day, and by this I mean record and upload a video, I think even just talking in general, even if it's at my workplace or like with my friends on Discord, will do something. It'll help me a lot to try to relate to people and not feel like I'm super isolated all the time. Something else is that I really like playing Minecraft. It's one of the only things that calms me down and reminds me of good things that have happened to me rather than the constant anxiety. And right now I'm running out of things to say. So hopefully I have a specific topic that I can talk about tomorrow. Maybe about being unemployed at 24 years old and never really having a job. I think would make a really good video. But can I talk about that for 20 minutes? I have no idea. And this video has just been super rambly. Not really having cohesive transitions between topics, which is also, anyways, whatever. No editing. I got inspired to do this because of a YouTube video that appeared on my recommended, and I will credit this person in the description because she's learning to get over her fear of public speaking, and so am I. I guess this is a way of doing that. Just talking over gameplay footage that I've taken. And yeah, I've been repeating a lot of the things that I've already said because I forgot that I've said them. And I realize that it feels like I've said this already. Anyways, I think these final few minutes, I'll just speak to my future self, and I hope that this has been helpful for myself. Maybe I could even help other people and inspire people, but that's like a stretch. But I mostly just want to do this for myself, so I have proof of how far I've come in the future, and how, even though it's been difficult, I've still been able to at least try to get better at speaking for longer periods of time, and trying to get to know other people, just like in general. And I think I still have like a few seconds left, but hopefully, I don't even know who stayed all the way up until the end, but if you did, thank you. And I am gonna try so hard not to listen back to this at all, and only make my voice a little bit louder and normalize it. But besides that, I just want to thank you for watching. If you're watching, no, that doesn't make sense. I want to thank you for watching and sticking out till the end. That was really bad. That was a really bad outro. Oh my god. Anyways, just thank you for being here.